Wait, let me turn it off. I said that at the very beginning. I don't want to do this. Let me do this. God dang it. Oh, I put it on. You. No more taunts. Good. No record. Oh, no, I have record. I'll keep those on, actually. You. Okay. Okay. Back to the video. So training mode is where you need to be spending a lot of your time. I said at near the very beginning of the very first video, I talked about this game being very difficult and you needing to spend a lot of time in training mode practicing. You need to spend more time practicing than you are actually playing, honestly. I guess depending on who you're fighting against, because sometimes playing can be like training in itself, but you'll need to spend a lot of time in training mode. That's very important, which is why I think it's important that I get this video out of the way early, so that you understand exactly what's going on in videos, but also so that you know how to spend your time improving. You should probably watch all of these first videos while in training mode, testing out and messing around with the things that I'm talking about, because especially in those first two videos there were a lot of things I didn't explain, like what is up with this throw. I can't throw. What is up with this throw? Like what's going on with the throw? What makes it so powerful? Or like what's going on with these buttons? Like you need to be spending a lot of time in training mode messing around with things while learning what I'm talking about in the videos. So this video is going to be about training mode and how to utilize its menus effectively, and just how to not waste your time, honestly, because it's very important that you don't waste your time, because if you, like, I've played people who have spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours playing a fighting game, and they're garbage. Honestly, they don't know what the frick they're doing. Put very blatantly, they're bad at the game they've been playing for hours. Like, actually, just tangent here. I played someone in Ultra Street Fighter 4 like 2 days ago, or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I played him. He had 2,000 hours in the game and a whole bunch of points, but he didn't know how to combo. Like, he was playing Guy and he was just like mashing buttons and not ever converting or linking off of anything. It's like, what were you doing those 2,000 hours? Anyway, tangent over. Soapbox is put in the closet. Soapbox is gone. What's up with these menus? Right now everything's on the defaults. First thing to note is at any point in this menu, if you press the start button again, you will reset. So like if I'm in the middle of a move, I hit start again, it resets the game. If I want meter, say I run a meter, whoops, restart, oh look, I have my meter back. Or say I want to be mid-screen when I'm in a corner, and restart, now I'm mid-screen again, and I can pass it. Another thing that you can do is go down to select button, which right now is set to commandless, which means that right now, if I press the back button or the select button, it's gonna bring up the command list. However, I can also make it restart. So instead of hitting start and then start again, I can just hit back, and it does all for me. So what are all these options? I'm going to go through them one by one, starting with action, and there's like 20 options for this, but I'm only going to go over the ones that I use, and then briefly touch on the other ones. So this is what the dummy is doing, and by dummy I don't mean you. I mean the opponent, the Iori. Like what is he going to do? So stand, obviously. Stand, crouch, obviously crouch. Next one is forward. He's gonna walk forward. Then back, he'll walk backward. Dash, he'll run at you. Oh wow, I didn't know I could do that. That's cool. Backstep is backstep. Jump V normal. This is just holding straight up. Jump V short is hops. Hops. This is a normal jump. This is a hop. V stands for vertical, by the way. Jump forward. He didn't do it. Oh, it's delayed. I guess with anti-airs like that. I never thought of that before. Jump F short, hops. Jump F long is super jumps. Again, I've never used these. Jump F middle is hyper hops. Jump back normal, jump back. And then you have player, which you press start on a controller. It lets you use like 2 controllers messing around it in training mode. CPU means it's gonna wail on me while I run away like a baby, and then back to stand again. So those are the basic options to basically control what the dummy does, like generally. Next is the guard option. There's a lot of options here that are useful. And I'm going to start with off means he doesn't guard anything. He never blocks, ever. Lows, highs, doesn't matter. Guard means he will block everything in the vicinity. However, because he's standing, he will not block low attacks. So I can hit him with low. However, if you set them to crouch guard, they will block lows and not highs, or not overhead, sorry. All guard negates that, and they'll always block no matter what. Obviously they can't guard against throws. One hit guard is auto guard in other games, where once you hit him once, they'll start blocking. So this is a good way to test your links, I guess. Where if you're too slow, they'll block. But if you get it, they'll hit. So too slow would look like that. This is kind of what you want to default to sometimes. This is what you default to and when you're practicing combos. So like say I want to land this combo here. That's a pretty hard combo to land for. I won't tell you now. I'll tell you in the character tutorials down the road why that's a hard combo. But like if you're practicing like a really hard link or something, you'd want it on one hit guard. Be like, hey, I get it, I got it, or I didn't get it. Next is also very useful is one guard jump. What this is they'll block like normal, so they won't block those and overheads, depending on if they're standing or crouching. But when they do block, as soon as they begin blocking, as soon as they block anything, they hold up. So it looks like that. So as soon as you block something, he jumps. This is useful for 2 very specific reasons. One is block strings in frame traps. The other is guard advantage. And I'll go over both of those right now. So there. Normally when you hit someone out of the air, they'll do like a flip. Like that. They'll flip out and then you can't really combo them. So like I'll cancel this. Oops. Let's see if I can do this. Like that. I'll hit them, but they'll be in the air, and I can't really do anything after it. Mostly, in most cases. But if you hit them while they're on the ground, you'll get the combo stat, and you can do whatever you want. That's one use of it, is to be like, hey, frame traps or block strings. Say you wanted to know if this was a block string. Like that, like now I know that jumping CD to standing CD is not a block string. Yeah, I can't get that to block. Things that are block strings would look like this, where he blocks both of them. You know, or like, you know, or I could try to time my string so that it's not a block string, it's a frame trap, or it's a delayed frame. You know, that's the one use. The other use is seeing frame advantage, and this is very easy to see with two of the same character. Like right now, it's Kyo versus Iori, so it's not easy to see what's exactly going on. But what you can do is you can be like, hey, oh, by the way, start and then back during the start menu will pause the background, but get rid of the get rid of the menu. So you can be like, hey, I wonder what this looks like, and you can like admire each frame of animation or something like that. So that's what I'm doing. But like let's say I want to know what's plus on block, what's minus on block, what's even on block. If you don't know frame data, I'm probably going to go over frame data a lot later. That's a very advanced and general thing to talk about. It's very complicated too, so I'll need to dedicate one, maybe even two whole videos to talking about frame data. I'll probably do one long one, and it'll be over Street Fighter 4, probably. So it won't be in this series. If you're watching this very far in the future and it's already out, then yes, go ahead right now, watch that frame data tutorial, because it's really important to know. It's not important to know. It's important to know what frame data means, and like what it means when I say this move is +3 on block. Like, what does that mean? +3 what? Like, what is a frame? That's the type of stuff that you should know. You don't need to know this move starts up at 6 frames. This move starts up at 3 frames. Or this move travels this many pixels. You know, like that's the type of stuff that you don't need to know. You need to know how to test what is plus, what's minus, what does plus and minus mean, etc. But anyway, back on topic. Notice that I'm jumping first here. So the Kyo jumped before the Iori, which means that standing jab is plus on block because I recover before the opponent does. That's the other use of one guard jump. Obviously, if I uppercut, I jump way later. He's already landed. Like, he's already coming down and I'm jumping. So, things that are very minus are very obvious. Things that are plus, you jump first. That's one guard jump. Next, I believe, is guard cancel attack. So this is the guard cancels. I'm gonna talk about guard cancels in the next video after this one, but I wanted to get training out of the way first. So guard cancel attack is guard cancel blowback. Guard cancel shift is roll. Shift, no, and then random guard. So this is the one that I use the most often. So sometimes he blocks, sometimes he gets hit. That's random guard. Very basic, and in fact, it's poorly implemented. It's not even it's not very random. Sometimes, but it serves its purpose. And I'm going to talk about this now because this is the training mode video. It's hit confirming. And what is a hit confirm? Well, sometimes he gets hit, and sometimes he blocks. Hit confirming is visually confirming with your eyes whether you have hit the opponent or they are blocking. So, for example, with Kyo, we can use one guard jump and be like, hey, this move is really, really bad on block. I better not use it if they're blocking. But if they get hit, that's a combo. If I hit a combo for like 210 damage, it's pretty good. So what random guard is it lets you hit confirm. So on block you do nothing. What is going on? And on hit you go into the special move. So that's how you practice hit confirming in this game. Is with random guard. Usually crouch random guard, but obviously if you're comboing off of an overhead, it's not going to block. So you'll want standing random guard. Or like off of a jump attack. Oop. Yeah, no, not doing that. Okay. So that's the guard. Next up is counter hit. Now what counter hits are is there's not much to go over, but I'm going to go over this in the next video probably. What counter hits are is when, like, say you do this really slow startup attack. Let's see. And I hit him out of it. Oh wow. So basically, what a counter hit is. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if I can get this. Sorry. Counter. See how it's like counter. Let's see if I can get this. Counter is when you hit someone during the startup of their move, usually. This usually comes about with frame traps. Like, say I do a jab and he tries to... Say I do a jab and he tries to hit something after it. Remember that jab is plus on block. We use one guard jump to figure that out. Because this is plus on block, I can move... I can move before he does. Which means that if I hit a quick normal after it, that's called a frame trap. Is when I use plus frames and a quick move. It stops them from hitting things. Is what it does. It traps them. Then they'll get hit. So usually when that happens, you'll get a counter hit. In games like Street Fighter, you would get like very specific combos off of counter hits. That's not really the case in this game. You just get like a chunk of damage. You get like a certain percentage increase of damage. However, let's see. So counter hit first attack. Obviously, you can't counter hit someone in the middle of a combo. They can't, because they can't attack during a combo. So first attack is random. So there very few options here, but this is really all you need. So first attack, basically everything counter hits. Counter. You see it does like a bunch of damage. However, one thing to note is that jump C, I can't hit him. But if counter hit is on, I can. So one very specific scenario where you get new combos when you counter hit is with jump CDs or even standing CDs. Normally you can't combo off of standing CDs. It just misses. With a counter hit, it hits. Actually, I would do something like this. Random, obviously, is exactly the same thing as random guard. So, for example, let's say you want to confirm this, right? They stunned. Counter hit. I'll stun here. Counter hit. Counter hit. So it serves the exact same purpose as random guard, except now it's on counter hits. Attacks, I don't ever use this, but you can make the opponent attack. Basically, they just hit things. Basically. Obviously, they won't throw you unless you're in range. Passive move. This is not explained very well, but what this is it's the quick roll. So normally, if let's say I trip him, right? He gets knocked down. This is easy to see mid-screen. I trip him, and I get up all in his face. Meaty pressure, etc., etc., etc. What passive move is it makes the dummy quick rise. Now I can't get over to it. See how he was like. Certain knockdowns in this game are called soft knockdowns, which means that if they, this is in the main tutorial, but if they hit you and you get knocked to the ground, you can roll backwards like that, and you'll get up a little bit quicker, and you'll be up further away, which is useful for things such as the strip. Right now, I can't really get to you and do whatever I want. I guess like here. No, I need a better example. Let's see, uppercut. Yeah. So you have plenty of time to react to that and deal with it accordingly. I think EX is better. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm way far away. Yeah, I'm way far away. So passive move is what makes the dummy quick roll. Turn this off when you don't want it on for whatever reason. I always have it on, basically. Select button. There's 4 options here actually. You have jump, which when you press the button, he jumps. If you tap it, he just hops. Hold it, he jumps. Restart, obviously I showed that off. Command list, obviously. And then forward. You can't make him run with this. It's really weird. You'd think he'd run, but he doesn't. What this is used for is if you want them out of the corner. Like, I don't want to get him out of the corner. I'll just make him walk forward. And now he's out of the corner. That's all I use it for. Is if, like, say I'm practicing a full screen HD combo. I don't know, meter. You know, I would go over here. Usually I would roll past, but let's say I went too far and he's in the corner. Instead of restarting from the beginning, I would just have him walk forward. In a combo. That's what that's used for. If you have him on crouch, you only have 2 options here. You can only do commandless and restart because you can't make him walk forward or jump while he's crouching or just not standing, I guess. Next is input data, which is this stuff. This is very important to have on when you're practicing things, because, like, say you're doing a drive cancel. Oh, I messed it up. What did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? You can just stop, look at the input, your input display, and like, oh, I didn't hit the down back on the second drive cancel. So next is the display. So there's 3 options for this: left, center, and right. I have it on left usually because I do my combos in this corner. So this helps you see how much damage you're doing with your combo. So that did 460 total damage. Each hit it tells you how much damage each individual hit's doing. It tells you how many hits your combo is, which is kind of useless because it tells you that anyway. It tells you it twice. It also tells you how, like, your longest combo in terms of hits. Also I have stun turned off, but oops. It'll also tell you stun. So stun is 120 for every character in the game. And when you break that threshold, they get stunned, which is the same thing as a guard break, but better, basically. It's the traditional, I'm stunned. You'll never, ever, ever see stuns in real games unless someone's getting, like, their butt beaten, like, destroyed. And they're not blocking, because blocking makes your stun go back up. But hey. So that's input display, or no, that's just display. And then if you went on the right, it'll go on the right. If you went in the middle, it'll go in the middle. That's all it is. Default, obviously, defaults everything. So if you have this all randomized, you can be like default, and it'll take that menu and default it. It'll default both menus, actually. Command list, if this is not on command list. Say you have this on just restart, and you're like, I don't remember how to do this move. Command list. It'll tell you. But in config, this is the same thing as it is in the regular options menu in the main menu. Character select and return to main menu. You will not have the command list option if you're in a lobby, though. If you're waiting in a lobby, they kind of ran out of room, so they just got rid of this one. Because it's on this anyway. And it'll say other things down here, like where to return to. Return to Blair Mesh Lobby, or return to room, or, you know, stuff like that. But this is training mode, so it's going to say command list and this stuff. This menu, this is how you change all the meters, basically. So power gauge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whenever you change this number, it'll set it to that when you go back into the game. So right now I have 0, and now I have 1. However, if I spend it, I go over here, I look at this, I go back, it doesn't fix it, but I can go like this. And it, oh, never mind, it won't. But I could just restart. Boom. And I have the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for max. And while it's on this, it just has that much, and it won't go back up unless you have it on infinity, in which case it will always be at 5. For both characters. Drive gauge goes up by percentage. Obviously, this is kind of tedious. Like, say you want exactly one drive, you don't need to do this. Actually, you can use the X and Y buttons to go by. Actually, it's light punch and hard punch to go -10 or +10 percentage on these, which is nice. Guard gauge, you can set it to like just sit at a certain amount. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, you can use these buttons to go by tens. So if you want to instantly guard break someone, you put it on 1%. Guard. Boom, instantly guard break. And then stun, which you saw that did no stun or certain, or if you want them stunned instantly, you can do this. No guard. Get stunned. Apparently you're immune to stun for a certain amount of time. I did not know that. After recovering from a stun, you are immune to stun for a period of time. So that's the entire menu, which is quite spectacular that I got through that quickly. So now hopefully you understand the general idea of what you need to be doing in training mode. Obviously, you're not going to know exactly what to do until I get into the character and fundamental tutorials that are going to come later. But I wanted to get this one out of the way so you understood what I'm doing. Like, what is random guard? What's the difference between guard and between guard and all guard? Excuse me, I'm really tired, I guess. But now that you've seen this, hopefully you know what's going on in the videos. I try to go over like what each individual one is used for. Hopefully now you can actually effectively use training mode to practice. If you generally know how to play fighting games, hopefully this video was enough to it was enough information to let you use training mode to its fullest ability, basically. Its fullest potential. So, thanks for watching. What did I say? I forget what my outro was. Get out of here or something like that. But hey. Thanks for watching if you have been. Let's see.